Okay, let's talk through all these golf events that you have coming up.
Gabby, I'm glad you asked. Got my calendar right here. July 17th at Red Run, and then July 31st, I have the American Golf outing for the Cancer Society.
I also have the American Cancer Society golf outing on the 31st, and also I got yours on the 18th, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Whoa, boys, these are a lot of events and golf outings.
Well, you want me to miss my own golf tournament?
Gabby, they're all great colors.
I mean, this is
Hold on. I got this. Guys, I got this. Don't worry about it. Hold on a second.
He always.
Hey guys, thanks for coming so fast. How are ya?
Remember the guys from Randy Wise, right? Sir. The Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
Watch for the eye.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports. And some, well, not so much. Brought to you in part by Premier Security Solutions, Fairway Packing Company, and Swiss Insurance. Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
Hey, let's go! Friday show, June 23rd, 2023. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com, fox2detroit.com if you are watching live. And today is a remarkable day in the history of the Ermanni and Edwards with Maz program. We are broadcasting to you live from Dispo. Dispo here on 9 Mile, just west of I-75 in the great city of Hazel Park, Ferndale, right there on the border. Braylon Edwards, will you allow me to say good afternoon to you, my friend?
I will. I will allow you to say good afternoon, and I'll say it back to you and Maz and to all the people over here at Dispo. The cool thing about it is, yeah, the weather sucks, but the people are great. The rain seems to stop, and oh my God, Ryan Ermanni, we talked about it. Today is Friday, which means Maz may be doing a certain thing. I'll let you introduce that.
Tom Mazawey, good afternoon to you.
Oh, God. Hi, guys. Hi,
It's
everybody.
Edible Day, Maz.
Hi, everybody.
I'm not able to hear you, Maz. Is your microphone high?
I think so.
Oh, there you go.
There you are.
Okay. So Tom
To reiterate what
Mazawey,
I just said is, oh, God.
how
Here
you
I
doing
am.
today, buddy?
I'm doing good. I've been here for a while. Watched the guys set up and get soaked on. I give it up right now to JB and Parker and Alex. And Justin is here as well. Of course, Brady as well. Dispo people are outstanding. I got a tour of the place. It's outstanding. It's a smaller version of the place in Romeo. And look at the product in front of you guys. I guess you guys could take over and be Monty Hall. Let's make a deal here. But there's plenty to do here, and let's have a good time.
Plenty to do here. We'll get into all the product. We will introduce all the product that's going on here. I am in heaven right now just looking at it. I actually got a chance to sample some of the product. We'll talk about that later.
Did you go smoke some weed, Bray?
You know what I did? I did it. It's legal. It is my right. I smoked some of that
Oh,
Kelly.
it is your right.
I smoked some of that Kelly Kapowski run
It
style,
is
man.
legal.
It was smoke. But I wanted to say something. I want to shout out Brady real quick, man. Brady has been putting us in touch with some good people, some good things as he likes. I love it. I love that he's doing the things that he likes, the brands that he hangs out with, the people he does, whether it's Dispo, some other things coming up. We won't fill you in on that. But Brady, shout out to you on what you're doing. We really appreciate it. What we're sports, man.
Braylon, you're doing a great job today. I'll tell you.
That's gonna fade.
As we'll go.
That's
So
gonna fade.
let's get this off going. So Tom Mazawey, for ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that don't know Tom Mazawey, and maybe you weren't with us earlier in the week when we talked about being at Dispo here in Hazel Park. Tom Mazawey does not drink.
Does not.
He does not smoke.
Does not.
He does not do drugs.
Does not.
But today, nor has he ever tried them. He hasn't drank in like 40 years.
Yeah, you're right.
So
it never happened in my eyes.
today though, he made the admission, or excuse me, earlier in the week, he said, you know what? I'll eat some edibles.
He did.
I'll eat some gummies, do whatever, maybe get high, okay?
He did.
So, Tom Mazawey, what do you have in your hand? We'll start it at the beginning of the
let's go,
show
buddy.
so you have some
Okay.
time to get a little wear and tear.
The guys wanted me to try it earlier. They said so it'll take effect. It might take a while. I don't know what the effect's going to be. This is called Choice THC Gummies.
Those
Super
used to be
Sour.
my faves, man.
Super Sour Raz Apple. They've changed the name to Super Sour Maz Apple.
Oh, look at this guy.
So there it is. And these are sour apples, one of my favorite
How many
flavors.
milligrams is it?
These
5
are-
or 10?
Well, JB tells me 10.
Oh,
Those are 10.
Maybe I should just bite half of one.
You can take the whole thing.
No,
you
come
can
on,
take
man.
the whole. How much do you weigh, Tom?
I weigh 260.
You'll be fine.
260.
You're
and
good
change.
with
Maz,
10.
you'll take one. You won't take
JB, what do you
anything
think?
else.
5 or 10? 10?
You can do it, man.
Braylon,
All
what do you
right,
think?
man.
10. I'll do one with you.
All right.
All right, here it is, guys.
I'll do one with you.
All right, let's see how you do.
Going in.
Let's go, Maz.
Let's
Now,
go,
let's
man.
go,
Sit
man.
down, or do you suck
Give
on
it up to
What do you do?
Dispo. Getting
yeah.
guys that haven't ever
Show
tried
it up
anything.
like
They're
you're-
trying edibles. It's smooth. It's safe. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you, Maz and Dispo. How you feeling, man?
Oh, feeling great.
I chew it up like a gummy.
Delicious taste.
Who's driving?
I got him. I'm driving him. I'm driving him.
Okay, it's down.
All right.
I love that we love Maz so much. We love Dispo so much that we've spent the last, opening 6 minutes
Yes.
talking about Dispo and Maz. There was a draft last night, by the way.
That's really what the people want. Screw the draft. People want to see
They
Maz.
wanna see Maz. I'm with it. I'm
Absolutely.
with
Forget about the draft for a couple of minutes here.
I agree.
So this is 10 milligrams. Maz
This is
8 of 10. Maz 8 of 10.
IA,
What
pass
time
me
is it
the
right now?
bag.
206,
All right,
207.
I gave,
Here you
I
go,
gave
Alex.
Alex a nickname. Since you keep calling intern Alex, his
Yeah.
new name is IA.
IA.
It's a cool name.
Okay, it is
Intern
a cool
Alex.
name.
Cool.
Intern
IA.
Alex, IA.
That's IA
I
right
like
there.
that. I want to thank everybody
See what we
here
got.
at Woodward Sports affiliated with the setup. We got IA,
yeah.
of course, Jeremy Bryant, JB, the all-everything guy here at Woodward Sports. Parker Brown is with us as well. And our main man, Justin
Hold on.
Slanik.
How old are you, man? We may have age concern on here. How old are you?
I'm 61.
Oh shoot, you just hit the cutoff. No, I'm
You
messing
get them
with
all
you.
paranoid right
No,
before.
I'm joking.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
joking.
All right. Very good,
Hey,
gang.
they got Froyo in the back here.
They
We got
do.
frozen yogurt.
I had the
Summer's
chance to try
here.
some.
If you get
Raina
stuff
hooked
from
me up with
Dispo, you
some.
get
It was
yourself a
delicious,
sundae.
by the way.
So I am not going to partake today, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you why. Braylon's going to smoke a little bit here today.
Hey,
Maz
man.
is eating the gummies. One of us has to be okay to do the show.
Hey, look,
at
man.
least
I got
one of
ice
us.
cream coming, too.
One
I
of
got
us has
Froyo
to
coming.
just be somewhat sober here.
I signed up to be on location at Dispo. I didn't sign up to be necessarily active on location at Dispo. I read the fine print. I read the fine print.
Oh man, we
What
are
are they
having
saying
some.
in the chat here? Let's
All
see.
right, let's get this thing
All
going.
right,
the glasses off.
man,
sorry, good
lots
story.
of chat there, Maz.
God.
I'll let you go ahead and read them
Oh,
off.
Jesus.
As you got some off the bat.
Oh, yeah, I can. Oh, God. All right, here we go. Maz wearing the Dispo fisherman hat. That's right. Great hat, by the way.
It is a good
You
hat.
can't get those.
my
And
God.
baseball caps here
I
at
stole
Dispo and Hazel
one.
as well.
You can't
Those
get
hats
this
are
from either.
sweet. The hat
Yeah,
Braylon
this
has
is-
on is sweet.
This is exclusive. This is exclusive merch right here. Shout out to my man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to put his name out there because I don't want you trying to look for him because this hat is fired up. Shout out to my sound over there. I appreciate you, my guy.
Our boss, Chad Johnson, says our mics are way too low, fellas.
All right,
All
very
right,
good.
so let's bring us up a little.
Very good. Bring us up a little bit.
Mike G, Maz is Maz-tastic. Maz needs to take shrooms.
Oh yeah, go,
You got some ice cream? Hey, Maz, look.
Maz. Here we got a little treat
Oh,
for
thank you,
See what
Summer.
happens when you try
Yeah.
new things?
Thank you. Look at
You
that.
new
Get in
things.
here. Put your face in there. Look at that. All right. I got a banana split. Froyo here. I'll let you know. Oh, that's good. Thank you. God bless you.
Yogurt to go. That is fantastic. Thanks so much for being here as well.
Thanks
To
so
just
much.
set up. If you'd like to come visit us, again, we are on 9 Mile, just west of I-75, Dispo's location in Hazel Park, close to Ferndale
Down the
as
street
well.
from where we were yesterday.
Just right down the street where we are. Come see us. We want to see you out here. We'll be out here live till 4 o'clock, and then who knows how long it's going to take everybody to get out of here. You might have some people sticking around after the show. Just saying. Maz, you good over there? How you feeling?
Great.
Good.
Great. I might even take another one.
Don't do that.
No,
don't
no,
do
don't
that.
do that, don't do that, don't do
Okay? Don't do that right now. Maybe take one at 3.
All right. I'll see
Okay?
how I feel
Hour
in
number
the
2 of the
next 40
program.
minutes or so.
All right, Braylon Edwards, let's get into it. It is the day after the NBA draft. It was not the number one pick that everybody wanted. Victor Wembanyama goes number 1 overall to the San Antonio Spurs, and then Brandon Miller to Scoot Henderson
Scoot Henderson went to 3 to the Portland.
3 to
Trailblazers.
Portland. Amen Thompson goes 4 to Houston, and then at number 5, the pick.
Not a lot of theater there.
No, it wasn't, and it was interesting. But Amen Thompson, first time in the history of the NBA draft that twins go back to back in the top 5.
Adam Silver, take it away.
With the 5th pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Detroit Pistons select Asar Thompson from Oakland, California, an overtime elite.
Twin brothers selected back-to-back here in the 2023 NBA Draft.
So there you go, Amen Thompson. Braylon, your initial reaction. Excuse me, Asar Thompson, not Amen.
I mean, we talked about it. There's no theater. There was no, what's going on. There was no question marks. There wasn't, is it going to be this guy? Is it going to be that guy? Everyone was drafted pretty much like we thought they were.
Can I just stop you for a second there just to give the stat? Because
Let me hear some stats.
What Braylon is saying is totally correct here.
Yeah.
There is no theater at all. 18 of the 24, the first 24 picks, ESPN.com's final mock draft had pegged 18 of them. Think about that as a dichotomy to the NFL draft where you just don't know who's going where.
And the other side, if you want to look at it this way, there are 30 players picked in each round. There are 30 players picked in each round. ESPN, when they did their final mock draft, 28 of the players that they picked going in the first round went in the first round.
That's incredible.
28 of the picks that they picked went in the first round. That's incredible. In the NFL, if you look at it that way, you struggle with trying to make sure the guy's going to draft in the top 10, let alone if the guy's going to be in the first round. So, shout out to that. But that's the initial thought. It's the initial thought process of you know who's going to be 1, you know who's going to be 2, you know who's going to be 3, you know who's going to be 4, you know who's going to be 5. But here's the other thing. You know what you don't know? You don't know how those guys are going to be.
That's it.
Because you get the nail on the head talking about it yesterday. Well, overtime elite, guys, 16-year-olds playing against 18-year-olds. How can you tell how good a guy really is if he's playing against 16-year-old competition? You don't know. That top 5, even Victor Wembanyama, as much as they've promised he's going to be this generational changing talent, we really don't know until he gets in the NBA.
I was pissed last night at the beginning just watching the San Antonio crowd. I was jealous. I'll admit it. They had Marty Smith there whooping up a big party, Marty Smith from ESPN. And the San Antonio fans are there. They got their 5 championships. They got Tim Duncan, David Robinson, the works. Yeah. Great team. And they get the number 1 pick over the team that won 17 games. And
well, you can't cry about that anymore, man.
I'm watching it as a sports fan. I'm telling you, I was pissed. I didn't enjoy it. And I saw the kid, and you fall in love with him. He's a sweetheart of a guy, great family, but I hope he don't become anything. Sorry,
Maz. Can I piggyback on this? And I know we're going to cut the first segment, Ryan. I want to piggyback on you being pissed. You have every right to be pissed, and the reason why, good catch. Even Adam Silver couldn't even get the damn team name right.
You mean Adam Sliver?
The Pictons.
Let's call him Adam
when he
Sliver.
came in, he said the Picton, or he said I think he was trying to mix the Picks in with the Pistons or the Picton, but ask him, we don't care. He couldn't even get the Pistons there. You're talking about a franchise that has won you 3 championships, a franchise that has been to 7 finals. That was very disrespectful. You can't give us the lottery pick. You won't give us the second pick. We get all that, but at least get the damn name right. It's the Detroit Pistons.
Maz, how you feeling? 14 minutes in, 8 minutes in, really, because you took it at 2:06.
I'm feeling great. I'm eating my banana split right now. It's delicious.
That thing looks amazing.
And I will keep you posted. I really will.
All right, we'll check in with you in just a little bit. Guys, we're going to take a break. You'll hear from Troy Weaver coming up in just a little bit. But first, a message from Les Stanford Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, GMC. We were just there yesterday. The fine folks invite you out to their store in Ferndale, a trusted name for over 55 years. Les Stanford Buick GMC offers the same great service that customers have come to know from their location for 55 years in Dearborn on Michigan Avenue. You can go check them out anywhere you want. All the GM brands under one umbrella. LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com. Find new roads.
How about that rookie? He is something else. How big is that?
All of Detroit sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit sports coverage lives on and Detroit sports coverage.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
If you're just hopping on with us a little bit late, Tom Mazawey is off to the running. He ate a 10-milligram gummy, 206.
I'm off to the races. You mean.
Off to the races.
Off to the races.
We'll get you an update. He already wants another half, perhaps. We'll see. We are monitoring his intake of the gummy. We are live from Dispo, their location in Hazel Park on 9 Mile, just west of 75. We invite everybody out here. Braylon is off, maybe partaking in some of the festivities right now, just off camera. Don't know where he went to.
Oh, here he comes.
Oh, here he comes. He'll be back. In the meantime, as we get him set up, let me show you what Troy Weaver had to say about their first-round pick, Asar Thompson.
He's adds to our culture. We got a great person, tremendous worker, tremendous human being, great athlete. On top of being, we think he has a chance to be an elite defender on the perimeter. How he meshes with those guys is, I think he'll take a lot of pressure off of Cade and Jaden being able to defend the best perimeter player on the other team. But he's more than a defender. He's dynamic with the ball. His offense is really underrated, and I think you'll see it in time. But we're excited. I mean, to get this kind of player that can do so many things. He's an all-court athlete, just not explosive in space. He's all over the floor. So he brings a lot to the table, and we need it.
Hey, I'm sorry for the people that could not hear that. Troy Weaver talking about Asar Thompson and what he brings to the table here. He loves both his draft picks, calls them true Pistons, and that's mainly the take from Troy Weaver and the gang at the Pistons. What else could they have done with these two picks? We talked about it yesterday. They could have traded. He did get some calls, he said. He got plenty of calls for people, teams to trade up to number 5. Obviously, he did not pull the trigger. You like the Thompson twins? Hopefully we got the right one.
You know, that's another, I just want to make that point. We have not mentioned that. Marcus Sasser, Pistons traded back up into the first round and took Marcus Sasser, the 4-year guard from the University of Houston. There's a lot of people calling that potentially the steal of the draft. And the truth is, Braylon, we really don't know. I wish I could sit here and tell you that I'm so happy that the Pistons got Asar Thompson, this freak athlete who's this elite defender that is going to grow into the steal of the draft and be this athletic freak that is going to set the tone and this, that, and the other thing. I have no idea. We don't know what the competition is like in the overtime elite G League or whatever the hell it is. We have no idea. This kid is 4, 5, 6 years away from being anything in the NBA, and that's not his fault. That's just my impatience. It's a very young team. I think Marcus Sasser, just playing 4 years in college basketball for a guy like Calvin Sampson that can shoot the ball, will probably, to me, make just as big of an impact, maybe more of an impact early on in his career because of how seasoned he is.
You know, one of the things I talked about yesterday is I was talking about Troy Weaver. Troy Weaver is going to have to start finding these diamonds in the rough, kind of like Brad Holmes. I said I want some of that Brad Holmes, what he's doing with the Detroit Lions, to rub off on what Troy Weaver and the Detroit Pistons this guy right here are doing. And it seems like they had yesterday. I was talking about who are going to be those guys in the middle of the draft that are grown men that are going to come in right now, like Caleb Martin for the Miami Heat or Gabe Vincent, that can contribute to winning basketball. Marcus Sasser is one of those guys. Jaime Jaquez is the guy that I picked. But Marcus Sasser is one of those guys.
One pick after the Lakers.
One
pick after the Lakers. You called that.
I called Lakers.
And guess what? The Heat know what they're doing.
100%.
They know what they're
goes
doing.
to what I'm talking about. But it seems like Troy does too. You look at the University of Houston. They've been one of the best teams in college basketball for about the last 4 years. He's a 4-year senior. They were in the national championship 2-3 years ago, I do believe. So this is a guy that can play. We want them to win right now. We want the Detroit Pistons to turn the corner right now. But when you talk to Tim McCormick yesterday, as we did, you realize they're a lot further away than we think. So what's the best thing that we can happen? Let them get some guys that they believe in, that Monty Williams can coach and bring up. Parker and I talked about that in the chat yesterday, and we agree. Monty Williams is a coach that's going to get these younger guys better. They're going to have a lot of fun. So at least in the meantime, the Pistons have drafted players that are going to be fun to watch. Jaden Ivey, as he grows this year, is going to be fun to watch. Cade Cunningham is almost like a rookie again, coming off an injury his second year. You draft Marcus Sasser. You draft Asura Thompson. That's a guy you need, long defender. One of the things the Pistons couldn't do, they couldn't defend anybody and anything. The game has gone towards the perimeter. You need a perimeter defender. Thompson seems to be that guy. Thompson seems to be that guy. So you know what? I think it's one of those things where we're going to have some fun of this draft when the season starts, but not now.
When Sasser was drafted, the first thing in my head was, and I went on Twitter and I saw a lot of the same views, that Killian Hayes, I don't know if he's got a spot on this team going forward. We'll see. I know we're all hard on Killian Hayes, most of us at least. I know a lot of you out there still think he's going to be good, come off the bench, and still be a productive player. But it looks like they drafted someone that could come off the bench in Sasser.
One of the biggest things is that, it's confusing initially when you watch the draft, Ryan, Maz, and fellas. It's all the guard play. You look at Sasser, it's like, here's another guard. You look at that guard room, like that guard room is going to be full. And Sasser, because of his size, he's going to be limited to his versatility within the Detroit Pistons in year one, 100%. But it's all the guard play. That's the one thing. It's like, we got a lot of guards and we're trying to figure it out. It's one of those things where you're going to have to watch through the summer. You're going to have to see what Monty can do, because right now it doesn't make sense on paper. But I think, guys are going to have to fight, and this is the year. Monty wants to put these guys in the ring like gladiators. Who's coming out on top to be on team next year?
The way the Pistons are building their team, their organization, you look at the MVP of the league in Joel Embiid. Yeah. You look at the most dominant player perhaps in basketball right now, Jokic yes. From Denver. Nikola Jokic from Denver. These two big men, but yet the way the game is being played is completely obsolete for big men. You look last night, the Final Four most outstanding player, the center from UConn, not drafted. The National Player of the Year in 2022, the center from Kentucky, not drafted. Drew Timme from Gonzaga, a first-team All-American, not drafted. Three dominant big men in college basketball, not even worth the top 60 players.
Amazing.
Maz, Ryan Ermanni, do you guys remember last season when the season started? I want to say it was November.
Kentucky kid.
Yes, it was December. Yep. I went to Madison Square Garden when I went to see the Lions play the New York Jets. I went to that game. It was the second game. It was Kentucky versus UCLA. I'm sitting there, Ryan. You're watching a guy that was a Naismith Player of the Year last year, a guy that could have came out last year and came back. And I'm watching this guy, and I'm like, I don't see it. I don't see what they play at the NBA level. This doesn't look like that next level. The big guy, Ryan Ermanni, it's sad to say in the NBA, the big guy is like the running back in the NFL.
I am shocked, and I guess use that word loosely, but I am shocked that the Pistons have 2 first-round picks. I didn't even think, honestly, when it was all said and done, I did not think they were going to pick at 5, let alone to trade back into the first round and get another young player.
Sounds like a GM I know.
In the first round. No, it does, but very different positions too, because the Lions are ready to win, and the way their young team is built, they can win now, win a division championship, a top 4, top 5 team in the NFC. The Pistons are the worst team in the NBA. Their younger team just got even younger, and I'm surprised they didn't make a bigger trade last night. Last night just felt like really boring to me. It was a boring night. And sometimes that's okay, but
Yeah, you're right.
Just very impatient. I'm very impatient.
No, you're right. I mean, look, the Pistons fans, Detroit, we have every right to be impatient. I understand that, Ryan, but just indulge me for a second. We talked to T-Mac yesterday. T-Mac talked about, what those guys were. He named 6 teams before he even named the main 6 that are going to be Eastern Conference, that are going to contend for the Eastern Conference Championship. Pistons aren't there right now. Wouldn't you like for them to build it up the way the Lions are building up? And I understand it's happened faster for the Detroit Lions, but they're building through players.
Happened fast. It's been 65 years.
True, but it's been one regime.
The last 2 years.
But this regime's done it in 3. But when you want to build it from the ground up, analyze the talent and see, I mean, look at Golden State. And I'm not calling our young guys that Golden State nucleus, but they had to build somewhere. They had to get some excitement first. You draft Steph, you bring in Draymond, you bring in Clay, you bring in Clayton, you bring in Harrison Barnes. You get rid of Monte Ellis along the way. You get rid of some of the guys. They built that thing up, and once they got it rocking and rolling, they've been rocking with the same nucleus, Ryan Ermanni, since 2009, since 2010, since 2011. So we're talking about sustained success. As long as they can be exciting this year and win 28 games, I'm okay with the plan. If this is the route that we're going, where you're building through the draft, you're building young guys, and it's going to ultimately look like what Golden State did, or what even Sacramento has done in the last year or so.
Let's face it, they're not going to go anywhere this year. Wouldn't you just rather have them be in the lottery again? To me, go back in the lottery. I don't care. Maybe it'll be our turn this time. And I know people last night complained to me, hey, stop whining. We got Cade Cunningham a couple of years ago. But we all know that wasn't the draft that you wanted, the number 1 pick. It's like when the Lions are always right there, top 4, top 5 pick, but they get the pick just outside the great players. And it's just very frustrating. And the offseason just started, so let's give Troy Weaver some time to cook, as we say these days, and we'll see what he pulls off. He's going to bring in some people here. Hopefully they'll surprise us.
Maz, how you feeling, bud?
I'm good. What am I, about 25 minutes in? I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
So far, so great.
You're 23 minutes in, Tom Mazawey. 23 minutes in.
So far, so good.
Yeah, we go to break. But at the end of the day, I just want to break down when we get back, talking about the Pistons, talking about Monty Williams, talking about the good things that you can look forward to this year.
And I want to talk to you about the Michigan Wolverines last night, because I'll tell you,
they're a championship team, right?
I got a big problem with that basketball program right now. It feels broken to me.
Should we call Flannel Sam?
Yeah. But first, a message from Planet Fitness. Here we go. High schoolers, listen up. You have from now and through August 31st to get to Planet Fitness. High schoolers ages 14 to 19 in the U.S. and Canada work out for free all summer long. Plus, they're giving away $200,000 to high schools and students. If you register for the high school summer pass, you can help win a scholarship for their school and participate in a TikTok video contest for a chance to win academic scholarships. All you have to do is go to pfsummerpasscontest.com. pfsummerpasscontest.com. The top 5 schools with the most student signups on the leaderboard will receive $10,000 for a total of $50,000 to fund athletic equipment, field renovations, and everything like that. You can work out at Planet Fitness for free. Ages 14 to 19. There is one near you. pfsummerpasscontest.com.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. Because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network. Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer. opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
We've got Tom Mazawey all set up here. We are at Dispo, broadcasting to you live.
Thank you so much.
On 9 Mile, just west of I-75 in Hazel Park, the location, Dispo's location here. Tom Mazawey took a 10 milligram Emmy.
Have you ever won an Emmy?
I've never won an Emmy.
Have you ever been up for one?
I've been nominated for 2.
Okay.
Never won.
Yeah, but you're the most loved guy in TV.
The people love me.
That's all that matters.
Okay, that's all. I don't need some. I don't need some statue.
You don't need
to let the people know. The people love
statue.
me.
It's nice,
okay,
though.
the people love me. You guys have
That
ice
was nice,
cream.
though.
So Maz, just a quick update. You ate the 10.
Oh yeah.
Do you feel like you need another one?
No, I don't know what I feel like.
No.
I feel fine.
I'm not giving Matt no.
I feel. JB says, "Hold on, don't worry."
Yeah, your head is becoming to be on a swivel a little bit.
I got people in the chat saying that I need 30. That's 3 gummies.
Man, those people aren't your friends.
I know.
Those people are not your friends.
Summer's my friend. She got me my froyo here.
Summer's dope. She hooked me up too.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So we'll be looking forward to seeing Tom Mazawey in hour number 2 of the program. Braylon, I did want to. Yeah, right. I did want to
Summer,
get
you
to
have a
this.
napkin? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut
That's
you off.
all right. From the NBA draft last night, Jet Howard from Michigan went number 11 to Orlando, same team his dad was drafted by. And then at number 15, Kobe Buffkin was drafted. Kobe Buffkin to the Atlanta Hawks. Two top 15 players in the NBA draft the Michigan Wolverines had. I guarantee you, and I don't have this to back up, but I guarantee you, never in the history of college basketball before have 2 top 15 guys in the NBA draft been taken from the same team, and that team not make the field of 68.
And lose in the NIT.
I guarantee you that's never happened before.
That's why that's why the NBA now, as you look at scouting, as you look at trying to understand what guys are looking at, what GMs are looking for, what coaches are scouting, what players make sense, it's so tough. Michigan did the same thing last year. We didn't think they had guys in the first round. Caleb Houston goes in the first round. Muhammad goes in the first round. I think to the Clippers, I want to say, guys that keep getting drafted, and Michigan doesn't have a good season. The NBA more than ever has become about what? Potential. That's what it's all about. Like, the NBA has always been about potential. That's why you see guys leave earlier out of college into the NBA, whether it was high school back in the day, whether it was after year 1, whether it was even after a sophomore, whether it was even after a junior year. Now, to a certain extent, it's all about the potential. This guy has the potential to do this. This guy has the potential to do that. You don't know where they're playing at, what their competition level is, but you have the potential. He's 6'7". When I looked at one thing that bothered me about Asar Thompson, and that's how you say it, I got it right there, Asar Thompson. One thing that bothered me is the shooting percentage. The shooting percentage. If you're not going to be shooting against foreigners, like if you're not playing against grown men overseas, if you're not playing in the G League where you're playing against former NBA talent that's trying to get back in, or guys that have that talent, I need the shooting percentage to be up. He shot 67% from the free throw line. He was 30% he was 67% from the free throw line, 30% from the 3-point line, and I want to say floating around 41%. Or 52, somewhere, I think 51%.
He's the better defender of the brothers.
He is the better defender.
I
understand, and I have no problem with that. We need some defenders. You got to have some defenders with all the points that are being scored in the NBA. But when I say that to say this. 5th pick overall, and he was the 5th pick overall, Ryan Ermanni, for the last 2 months. He's been the 5th pick overall for the last 2 months, and those are his percentages. Those are his stats. It's just a potential league. That's why you got to have a coach, and that's why it comes back to Monty Williams. You got to have a coach that can make players better over years. He can grow them. That's why paying Monty Williams is going to prove to be worth it.
And that's a great point. I didn't even think back to last year when they had 2 first-round picks. Now, they weren't 2 top 15 picks, but they were 2 first-round picks. So
we didn't even think they would get drafted.
Juwan Howard had 4 first-round picks in the last 2 years, and not much success at that school.
Yeah.
This basketball program has steadily declined since. Well, I don't want to say steadily because they did have the the 1 year, but steadily declined. Is there concern? Because I have some major concern over Juwan Howard in the direction of this basketball program right now. Seems to be getting the talent, not seems to be putting that talent together.
Yeah, Maz.
I just want to say, Rye, if you're a father of a boy that's going to go play basketball and Juwan Howard's knocking on the door, all he has to tell you is, look, I'll get your son in the NBA. Isn't that enough for you?
Well, that is exactly what John Calipari's recruiting tool is. John Calipari, I watched a documentary on John Calipari one year, and he said he'll never guarantee a national championship, he'll never guarantee anything, but he'll walk into somebody's room and say, I will change your families and your hundreds of years of your family's financial history by helping your kid get to the NBA.
And he does, and he's absolutely right.
Is that what it's all about, though?
It is. To be honest, yeah, dollars. Hey, money talks and BS walks. One of the biggest problems too, though, man, is you look at it like this. If I'm a parent, I'm a family, my wife and I is my son. He has talent. Juwan Howard comes knocking the door, and I love Juwan Howard. Talk to him. He and my mom talk to him all through Chad Tough Foundation. Love him and his wife. If I'm a parent and I'm with my wife, and we're talking about our son, you're talking about Michigan, you're talking about a team that can't not win in the tournament, they can't get to the tournament, then they can't win in the tournament. And then you have issues and situations where you're looking at, is Juwan Howard the one really running the X's and O's? Is Juwan Howard in over his head? And then you look at, excuse me, then you look at players like Hunter Dickinson, who's former Big Ten Player of the Year, leaves the University of Michigan. Now, granted, he goes to Kansas, which is one of the original Blue Bloods, but he still left a school that you're talking about. This is Michigan. This is Jordan. This is Juwan Howard. This is Harbaugh. Guys are leaving. That's a tough sell right now. Brian, you have absolutely every reason to be worried, because when you get guys like Hunter Dickinson leaving your program.
Is it even fair to compare? Because I think of the early 2010s. And I guess, what was it, 2013? You had Trey Burke, Tim Hardaway, Glenn Robinson,
Mitch McGarry,
Nick Stauskas. All 5 of those
Glenn
guys.
Robinson III.
Glenn Robinson. They all went to the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
They all went to they went to the national championship game. So you can do both.
Yeah.
But is today's game even fair to compare to just 10 years ago? Because I got to tell you, as a Michigan fan, I love seeing the players' names get called.
Yeah.
But there was something. So
the problem is we have no connection to him.
That's exactly right. Thank you, because I was struggling with my words there.
I got you back, brother.
Because when Trey Burke was drafted into the NBA, I couldn't wait for Tim Hardaway to hear his name
Cody
go.
Buffkin.
I couldn't wait for Nick Stauskas to get in somebody's corner and knock down threes.
Glenn Robinson III. Oh, I couldn't wait for this guy to go in the NBA draft. Last night, I felt like zero connection to these guys.
Yeah.
I felt cheated a little bit as a Michigan fan, because I'm like, what about us? A little bit, right? What about the Michigan Wolverines? And I'm happy for them. It's great. They're fulfilling lifelong dreams, and they're going to go off now and that stuff. But as a Michigan fan, I do feel cheated that you almost, quote unquote, wasted their year almost.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. College basketball sucks. That's just all. At the end of the day, college basketball is the worst sport of all of them.
Look at last year's Final Four.
Look at last year's tournament.
You didn't know any of them.
And to be honest with you,
Except
I don't
UConn.
think I watched one game of college basketball last year, so I don't know who I'm talking about.
That's why I just said look at the Final Four. You didn't have anything. San Diego State.
Right.
Florida Atlantic. Miami of Florida, and the champion UConn.
But again, we're not watching college basketball because the best players aren't playing college basketball. Yeah. Look at 4 of the top 5 players that were drafted last night in the NBA. 4 of the top 5 did not even play college basketball. It makes the game of college basketball just crappy. It makes the tournament crappy.
College basketball has become a place, and I mean this with all due respect, and it's no hate or it's no disrespect involved for the players. College basketball has now become a landscape where it's a breeding ground for the 6th man on the bench, the 7th man on the bench, the 8th man on the bench, the 9th man on the bench. When you look at the best players in college basketball, Brandon Miller essentially is the best player that played in college basketball this year. Where was his NBA competition?
Right.
Brandon Miller went into every game the best player in the game, and he left every game the best player in the game. He didn't get tested one time. Played against some really good guys, but those guys are going to be the 6th man on the team, the 7th man on the team. After 7 years, maybe somebody works themselves into the starter. It's a breeding ground for the 6th through 8th man on the bench. If you're a stud, if you're that guy in college basketball, chances are, night in and night out, you're not playing against a guy that's comparable to your level.
Yeah, let me ask you this, and I really don't know the answer. So, Bray, maybe you do. What do they make in the G League, the Elite League, compared to the NIL guys?
We have no idea.
Say it again, man.
What do they make in the G
Probably
League
make
and the
6
Elite
figures.
Year? But you got some guys in college making that in NIL.
The G League should probably around like 80K.
I think
somewhere like that.
I think part of that is your whole life becomes basketball too, Maz. You don't have to worry about fooling around with some English class where you got to do a 30-page term paper. You know,
but you miss out on the great experience as well. I know both are great experiences, but I don't know. I just wish that the NBA didn't do this league. I'd rather see them still in college basketball. It's like they almost, like you said, it's almost like they eliminated a sport.
College basketball feels, and no disrespect to anybody who plays high school hockey. I'm not a big hockey guy. But college basketball feels like high school hockey now. And by that I mean all the best players in high school hockey are playing living in Canada somewhere with some host family.
You know what I mean? Mississauga somewhere.
Playing in some elite league, not even at home. Don't even go to high school. They do high school online somewhere.
You're right. You drafted 18. They come in 19.
That's what college basketball feels like to me a little bit now. High school hockey.
Sad.
You know,
it's just sad from this sense too, man. As I was on the way to work today, man, I was getting ready. I was throwing the fitted on, had the jersey on, thinking about the Pistons, whatever. And Jay Will was on. By the way, that thing is getting worse by the minute.
I didn't see it today.
It's getting worse. Keyshawn wasn't even on. But I was watching it, and I'm thinking of Jay Will. I'm like,
he probably called him
I just instantly started thinking about all the Duke legends, man. I'm thinking about Jay Will. I'm thinking about Luol Deng. I'm thinking about Mike Dunleavy. I'm thinking about Carlos Boozer. I'm thinking about
Shane Battier.
I'm thinking about the Alaskan Assassin, Trajan Langdon. Like, those days are gone. Like, it used to be fun to watch a squad, man, just go out there 5, 6, 7, 8 deep. Hell,
that's why you got San Diego State in the Final Four.
Corey Maggette got drafted higher than anybody on his team, and he was a 6th man at Duke.
Remember that?
By the way, Emoni Bates, 49th.
I was surprised by that.
You thought higher or not drafted?
I thought way higher. First-round pick for sure. I mean,
he really mismanaged.
Why do you draft people?
Potential.
He mismanaged his college.
You know,
I think he did.
You know what happened with him? What happened to Emoni Bates is John Morant. John Morant happened to Emoni Bates. Why is Emoni Bates in trouble last year? He was in trouble for a gun. I mean, don't get me wrong, Brandon Miller dodged the bullet, but it was not his situation, it was his gun. Emoni Bates had the gun. Even though it wasn't Emoni Bates with the gun, with John Morant and the way things are popping right now in the NBA, you don't want to touch players like that. At least the guys vying for the top 13 spots don't. So that's probably why he dropped.
All right, fair enough. Hey, we are live out here at Dispo in Hazel Park, 9 miles just west of I-75. Tom Mazawey, how you feeling over there? Ate the gummy at 2:06. So you're coming up on 40 minutes, Tom Mazawey. Still feeling good.
I still feel like me.
We might have to take another half coming up at the top of the hour. We'll see how it goes. But first, a message from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk into any Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars. One for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, your best friend.
Cars.
Your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, whoever you want to give it to. It's up. Maybe you want to keep them both. It's totally up to you. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week, several locations around the Metro Detroit area, several more around the country. There is one near you. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
You're a terrible guy, you're right.
I'm going to get a little yogurt.
You're a hater, right?
I'm going to get a little yogurt.
Can I talk about something real quick?
You
Ryan
can
Ermanni?
talk about anything you want. It's your show.
Pass me one of those chill, yes, those canisters. So this is the good thing about marijuana or places like Dispo that sell, actually only Dispo, that sell these things. Not only is it cannabis, not only is it edibles and fun things and merch, it's things like chill, relax.
Chill.
So I put this on my back and I put this on my elbow before I golfed 3 weeks ago. Man, after about 25 minutes, activated, it got going as my back warmed up. This warmed up, felt good. It was smooth. You don't have to worry about taking like a Tylenol and the ibuprofen, bad on the liver, or the kidneys, excuse me. This stuff is smooth. I told Pops, CP, I was picking them up some. Dad, got you covered. I'm going to bring you home some.
All right, Stan, you're going to be in good hands.
That's for
Braylon.
Charles. I need to get some for Shan too, though. All these fathers, man, I can't keep
Sorry,
up, man.
Charlie.
Yogurt to go is with us as well. I don't want to.
How is it? Summer just hooked you up.
Oh, my gosh, man. This is fantastic.
Froyo by Summer here.
We got to get Summer on, man, one of these segments before the show's over.
Damn, that's good. All right, guys, I want to change it up, get to a little college football if I could. Michigan, Ohio State. Ward Manuel, in conjunction with the Ohio State athletic director.
First time they've agreed in a long time.
Right, have agreed. You know, the Big Ten has a new television deal with Fox, CBS, and NBC. They have kind of come together to agree that they will keep this game, the Michigan-Ohio State game, at noon, the final game of the regular season. And I think that's always kind of been the working theory before, and the Big Ten ultimately will make the schedule. But I think if the Michigan athletic director and the Ohio State athletic director say they want something, they're going to get something.
100%. I mean, Ohio State and Michigan run that conference. I mean, Michigan is the head of that conference even before, but Ohio State is the other head. When those two guys get together, they can get anything done in that conference.
So
their conference.
There's a couple of issues with this. Not issues, but concerns. You know, with the divisionless Big Ten now, it's just the top two teams are going to go to the Big Ten championship game. Maybe there is some concern from the league, from the fan bases, from rival fan bases, that you could have Michigan and Ohio State playing back-to-back weeks. And what I've always been saying about that is if you don't want Michigan and Ohio State to play in back-to-back weeks, take that up with your own team.
Yeah.
Talk to your own team about that. Don't talk to my team about that.
True.
Make your team better so that Michigan can be beat or Ohio State can be beat. And maybe, you want to call me cocky or conceited or Michigan arrogance or whatever, but this conference right now belongs to Michigan.
Yeah.
And next, it belongs to Ohio State. And then it's everybody else. That's where the pecking order of the Big Ten Conference is right now. And I don't think under any scenario that the regular season finale between Michigan and Ohio State would ever become less than. Ever. Even if it was predetermined, guys, that Michigan and Ohio State, let's just say they have such a big lead, no matter what happens on the final game of the regular season, they're both going to play the next week of the Big Ten Championship.
Which should be eliminated, by the way.
I still don't think that would lessen the game, because if Michigan and Ohio State are in that situation, I guarantee you both teams are in playoff consideration then. And if you lose back-to-back weeks to the same team, then you're out. So you ultimately have to win at least one of those games probably to get into the college football playoff.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, at the end of the day, look, man, that's the best rivalry in sports. I mean, well, especially college football. I mean, maybe Maz might disagree about sports. But at the end of the day, if that game is played twice back-to-back, nobody's complaining. At the end of the day, if it gets to a situation where they become the staple, and every year it's a back-to-back game, nobody cares. All that happens is that rivalry gets pushed back to the Big Ten Championship. They've been fighting over the Big Ten Championship for the better part of 75 years. They've been fighting for the Big Ten Championship. Wouldn't this essentially be the same thing? Instead of who the better team with this to go on to beat some team in the West just to put on a show, now it's like, hey, now you guys settle it. We're tired of having you guys play each other when we know you're the best two teams, and you got to go sell it against a Wisconsin that's not up to par, or Iowa that's not up to speed, or Minnesota that's not up to speed. Hey, you guys are the best. You guys got the rivalry. Settle every year. It's going to change once you add the other teams. But for right now, I'm not mad at the division list. I don't care because I plan to be there at the end.
Let me ask you guys, and I don't remember. I kind of remember. I thought I did that Michigan-Ohio State played once at night. Am I wrong?
I think 06 was a 3:30 game.
No, I meant night game.
No, never a night.
Okay, never a night game.
The 06 game was a 3:30 game.
Maybe Michigan Notre Dame. I was
game?
thinking about that. Anyway,
I got in trouble.
Last day of the year at 12:30. That's the way it should be forever, hands down.
It's just so many things aside that, and I get it. You know, it's the rest of the country can say we're complaining, we're whining. Even the Michigan State fans can say we're complaining and whining. It's just something about that game, man. At the end of the year, man, it's either it's right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
The game's right before Thanksgiving. Sometimes it's after Thanksgiving. It's a wonderful moment. Like, that game has been known to be that, man. You're talking about for the better part of 100 years. I played in the 100th game in 2003, and once again,
I got a photo of that in my office at Fox 2.
I got
like
the
one
patch.
of those panoramic.
My dad has the patch. He has the jersey, the 100th game. By the way, you couldn't steal your jerseys after games when you're in college when I was. It's not
That's
like
good.
now. Like Big Johnny, shout out to Big Johnny.
Yep.
He looked for that jersey forever. He kept asking, hey, friend, you seen that jersey, friend? I was like, Big Johnny, I don't know what you're talking about. Come on, Edwards. Where's the jersey? I was going to talk to the other Edwards about it. You gave it to Stan. You're lucky you gave it to Stan.
I don't know any Michigan fans either. Well, let me start with myself. I would take great pleasure in beating Ohio State
twice
and on back-to-back weeks. I would have taken great pleasure if Michigan beat TCU. My scenario, I wanted to play Ohio State in the national championship game because I wanted to beat them again. I would take great pleasure in beating them twice.
Ryan Day would have got fired last year if we had to play them twice.
Yes, and he's going to get fired this year after he gets the teeth kicked in against Michigan again.
Yeah. I mean, that's real. You play them back-to-back, it's a chance to bury them. We got to make up some of those losses, too. I mean, they beat our ass for the better part of
20 years.
For 20 years, so we got to make up some of them L's. So it'll be fun to make 2 up a year. But, I mean, at the end of the day, they're going to do what they want. They're going to do what they're going to want to do anyway. Michigan and Ohio State are going to stay at the top of this division for a very long time. Even with USC coming in, they'll stay at the top of the division.
I'm glad you mentioned that because how confident are you in USC coming into the Big Ten and being able to play their style of football and really winning games up north here in November, in October? Because I don't think it's going to be that easy for them. I think USC is going to struggle. Now, USC is not going to have Caleb Williams in 2024 when they come to the Big Ten. They're going to have a brand-new quarterback. UCLA is going to have the kid from Michigan, from King.
Yeah, from King, yeah.
He'll be the quarterback, but nonetheless, I'm not certain that USC – Dante Moore, there you go – that USC and UCLA are going to have this crazy tough impact, early at least, until they understand how to play Big Ten style of football.
One of the things I hated most, like playing in the NFL and playing in college, is when you're a cold weather team. So, like, you know, I played for the Jets, or I played for the Browns, or I played for the – hey, you can just bring it right here. You can bring it right here.
Thanks, Brady.
Yep. Appreciate that, Brady. Now, listen to these points. You can be a cold weather team, and this is what your head coach will always say. Ryan Ermanni and Maz, they will tell you, oh, yeah, you guys are used to the cold. This warm team coming in, this team from San Diego, when the Chargers were San Diego, this team isn't ready for what it means to play in New York in December, blah, blah, blah. Same thing in Michigan. This team coming in, Lloyd would give us a speech about a team coming in. They're not ready to play in these temperatures and blah, blah, blah. You only have to play in that temperature for 1 day, 3 hours. That temperature is not going to bother people as much as people think. It's not a situation where you're coming in and you got to practice in that weather. You got to be around that weather the whole time. It's going to be some game that's going to be -2 and snowing. It doesn't even get that cold by November, by Thanksgiving. So all you got to play is 3 hours. I've seen it a million times. We watched last year as the Miami Dolphins came to Buffalo in January with all the snow and all the cold weather. Miami Dolphins were supposed to get blown out because they're the warm weather team, and Buffalo, this is at home for them. What happened? Miami should have beat the Buffalo Bills in both those games. The weather doesn't matter, Ryan, because of the adrenaline gets going. It's only 3 hours.
Weather might not, but I think what will is style of play. The rough and tumble, the running the football, the dominant offensive and defensive lines, that might hinder teams like USC and really all Pac-10 teams.
If you can't score points, then you can't keep up with a team like USC. You can't keep up with Caleb Williams and Jordan Addison were able to do last year. You can't keep up with UCLA, with DTR were able to do if you can't score points. And most teams in the Big Ten, Ryan Ermanni, they can't score points. So Ohio State, Michigan, yeah, they'll have a chance against USC. They'll be ahead of USC. But the other teams in the Big Ten can't score points. USC and UCLA have no problem because of that style of play.
All right, what's going on over here, Maz?
Parker and JB and Alex are just looking at me. I'm kind of like staring off once in a while, and I just see them just laughing and hitting each other. Everyone's having a great time at my
Maz
possible
is totally
expense.
high.
He's good though, but it's a good. But see, that's why I said 10 is perfect.
Maz is totally high.
He's chill.
He's totally high.
It's good. It's cracking.
Maz.
You feeling good over there, Maz?
I am.
Good. Good. Oh, man. And it's raining. Perfect day. Perfect freaking day.
I just want the camera on Maz the whole time. The whole time.
Perfect freaking day.
I just want it on him the whole time. Maz is high.
Hey, Summer.
He ate a gummy at 2:06. It is now
2:04.
51 minutes after the gummy.
It was a hybrid, too.
Tom Mazawey is being destroyed by the 10 milligram gummy.
I'm fine.
I'm on your team, man. He's not destroyed. He's
good.
He's just having a good time.
Good. Let's talk some sports.
Guys, we'll get back. Hour number 2 will go around the NFL. How about a fill in the blank Friday today? I got some questions for you guys. I got some questions for you guys.
2023, we know what the top 3 picks were going to be. Victor Wembanyama picked to be one of the greatest players of all time already. How does this class potentially stack up to the best of all time, Ryan?
Ooh, we'll do that as well. Fill in the blank Friday, but first, a message from
You know what time it is. We're at Dispo right now. Dispo,
right
best dispensary in the building in Michigan. They have 9 locations. 9 locations. Got the camera right now. Check this out. Elevate your senses. Embrace the harmony and nature at Dispo. 21 and up. Rec only. It's not medical. It's rec. Just a good place to be. Whether it's Romeo, whether it's Hazel Park, where we are now on location. I repeat, on location. It's just good people. They make the vibe. They make it easy for you to come and pick what you need. Have a good time. Come to Dispo. Hazel Park. 9 locations around the state.
The game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Hey, guys, it's Maz for Randy Wise. How would you like to see some famous athletes like Jim Harbaugh, Darren McCarty, and our own Braylon Edwards play golf with us kind of guys? You know, the average Joes. Well, it could happen. Thanks to Randy Wise Automotive and Woodward Sports, you're going to be able to do just that. The Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Make sure you keep it right here on Woodward Sports all day long for your chance to play golf like a celebrity.
All right, we are live at Dispo here in Hazel Park. Tom Mazawey
just lost the sheet.
Just lost his read over there. It is pouring over here in Hazel Park. I want to thank JB, Jeremy Bryant, Parker Brown, IA, intern Alex.
Hey, you like that name?
I
it's
do.
Smooth, right? It's cool.
Well, I think you're smooth. I think you're smooth. You are very fabulous.
I think you're cool.
You are very fabulous.
Did you take edible?
No, I did not. I'm going to a wedding tonight. Actually,
who's getting married?
A friend of mine's daughter.
Okay, nice.
Who's watching the kids?
Good question.
Well, they call her TT, but it's grandma.
Oh, grandma.
Siti is
Situ.
Situ.
Yeah.
In Arabic.
Yes.
Okay.
Siti, Situ.
I know Michigan does it both ways.
Yeah.
By us in Jersey, it's tete.
Yeah, tete. Yeah. So that's what they call.
And we got Jiddo for Grandpa. What do you have?
Let's say Papa.
Jiddu?
Yeah.
Papa.
Yeah, they just say Papa.
Papa.
Okay.
So, yeah, very good. So going to a wedding. So, but I'm going to take some products with me.
Okay.
To the wedding.
There you go.
Yeah, I want to make it through the wedding.
We'll
do that.
They get you nice.
Let me know if you need me to pick you up.
What's that?
I'll pick you up if you want.
Ooh.
You might not want him to pick you up.
Want a chauffeur?
He might be on
I'll
the,
chauffeur
he
you.
might be on
Maybe.
the second edible.
Very good. Guys, we're
High times.
I want to do a little fill-in-the-blank Friday questions, okay? We're going to go around the gamut here, a little fill-in-the-blank Friday action. All right, question number 1.
All right.
Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs will blank an NBA title.
Win
multiple.
Win multiple?
Yeah.
You guys are that confident?
I'm afraid so.
I look at it like this. I look at Victor Wembanyama. I look at a product. When you look at him in terms of where he is, considering other number 1 picks, including LeBron, he can already shoot free throw percentage. He can put the ball on the floor. He's 7'5". Do I had to mention 7'5"? He's been playing a more mature, physical style of brand of basketball for the past 3-4 years, man. I think he is the genuine article, and I think at some point the best players win a championship. Giannis eventually won that championship. Jokic eventually won that championship. I mean, is Joel Embiid the next guy that's going to break through? The top guys, LeBron eventually won that championship. Tim Duncan eventually won that championship. David Robinson. So if we're comparing him to those guys, then I think he definitely wins an NBA championship.
All right, by the way, 5 experts on ESPN.com were asked that question. All 5 of them said win.
Yeah, of course.
Not one of them didn't think he would win.
The only way they don't win is if he becomes, and I'm hurting the kid because he might play this year, is Chet Holmgren.
All right.
But and let's just real quick, my bad. I'm not to cut you off.
No, you're good, dude.
He's a skinny kid. His freaking fingers are 10 inches long.
He's very skinny.
Hurt.
He's very skinny, Mass, but he's not the first skinny kid. Remember when KD first came in the league? KD was super skinny, and the big joke about him was he couldn't even bench 185 at the NBA rookie scouting combine. Same thing with Giannis Antetokounmpo. When he was a shooter at first, was skinny as I don't know what. Eventually, these players were so good, they developed into strong men. So I think you got to give him at least that. Chet happened, and I think Chet will be better this year, but Victor will be one of those guys.
You know who the favorite for Rookie of the Year is, though?
Scoot Henderson.
No.
It's Brandon Miller?
Chet Holmgren. They're counting him as a rookie.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin and Ben Simmons did the same thing.
Oh, wow.
They got hurt for rookie
so
year.
he is the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. And, you know what? I hope he does. Well, I hope he comes in second to our guy, Thompson.
All right, great stuff. Question number 2, guys. You ready?
Yep.
Monty Williams signed a 6-year deal to be the head coach of the Detroit Pistons. He will blank a second contract.
Matt, you go first.
Oh, for sure. He will be getting another contract. He will sign a second contract. He's going to do the best that anybody could do right now with this team. Like we said, we laughed. Red Auerbach couldn't come down from heaven and coach this team. So my vote is for, yes, he'll sign a second deal.
I think he'll get an extension. I think he does extremely well. He has a 4-year deal. I think he gets an extension after year 3, but I don't think it's a long one. Like, I think Monty Williams is going to do maybe 6 years total with the Pistons. He's going to put this franchise in a great situation, maybe even, get to a finals in year 6 or around that time. But I don't think it's the end-all, be-all for Monty Williams. Basketball-wise, yes, but I think 6 years and he'll be done.
All right, guys.
Jeff Iafredi, what are you doing, man?
Look at it. Wait, no. Look at this guy. Maz is just laughing his ass off over here for no reason.
Jeff's trying to find somewhere to park. What do we got for number 3, Ryan?
I was just waiting for I'm just watching Tom Mazawey eat ice cream here on the broadcast. That's
I'm not going to pull a George Costanza.
All right, very good. All right, question number 3. Ready? You cannot say Victor Wembanyama, but blank will be the best player in this year's NBA draft outside of Victor Wembanyama.
That's easy. Scoot Henderson. Scoot Henderson's gonna be the best player in this draft. Scoot Henderson's gonna be the best player outside of Victor Wembanyama, and depending on, you can match those guys' career up at some point and make it good. The interesting thing for Portland, I'm confused about, is you got Dame Lillard right now, who's arguably the best point guard in the game. I mean, then you draft Scoot Henderson. That's telling me that at the end of the day, you've accepted all that can happen with Dame Lillard. You've accepted all that's happened. 11 years, you got 4 playoff appearances and one advancement. That's all you have to show for yourself. I think they're letting Dame know, look, we appreciate your loyalty, but it's about to be Scoot Henderson's team, and it sucks because you can be so loyal for so long. Tell me I'm wrong, Jeff. So loyal for so long, and now they're about to move on from Damian Lillard, who's been nothing but loyal to Rip City. It sucks, but it's about to be Scoot's team.
Don't laugh, but I like a certain player. I say Brandon Miller because he's the most supposedly NBA ready. Cam Whitmore was another one that the Pistons might have been able to sneak in, but they lost out to him. The guy I want to bring up, and I think he's drafted for the right team, it's Jaime Jaquez. Jaime Jaquez from UCLA joins the Miami Heat. And Braylon got me on this kid. And I used to watch him, but he reminded me of him, and he reminded me how much I liked him. He is a perfect player for the Heat. I think he's going to do real well there.
All right, question number 4, guys.
I called that, by the way.
You did. I gave you credit in the first block right off the jump.
I know.
I told you.
Okay. I told you. Question number 4, gang. The Detroit Tigers took 3 out of 4 from the Twins in Minneapolis.
Yes.
They will win blank games out of 3 this series against the Twins.
I think they'll get 2. I think they'll get 2. They'll win the first, they'll lose the second, they'll win the third.
Ooh.
I think they would. Detroit's they're in gritty mode right now. The city is in gritty mode right. Everybody's embracing the grit of Detroit. I think the Tigers are right in that scrunch right now. Look, those guys know they got a shot. Whether they're a bad team or a good team or whatever, it doesn't matter. They know that in their division, they have a shot, Ryan Ermanni, and that's all that matters. I think they go 2 out of 3.
Probably going to get rained out tonight. Doubleheader tomorrow again. They seem to be doing decently in those doubleheaders. I know last week wasn't good, but I'm going to pick them to sweep the Twins. I got a gut feeling this team has the Twins number. And stick with me. They are going to take us through the All-Star break, and we're going to be within 5 games of first place, whether it's Cleveland or Minnesota.
Bear with me for 1 second, guys. I want to check something out here because I've got a very outlandish question for you.
All right.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
If the Detroit Tigers are within striking distance, and by striking distance, I mean 3 games.
No, 5 is striking distance.
No. For my scenario,
okay,
3 games within striking distance of first place in the American League Central, and if this slide continues for the New York Mets, they are 34-40, 14 games out of first place. They have a payroll of $308 million. That is the highest payroll in the history of Major League Baseball. They will want to shed payroll. If the Tigers are within 3 games, would you make the trade for Justin Verlander?
Or Max?
I want him back, but is that where the team is at? Is that where the team is at?
If you have a chance, Braylon, to get into the postseason, and however the hell you get there, let's say you're 82-80, however the hell you get there, could you imagine Game 1 going to play frickin'
Give me Mad Max.
Texas?
Give me Mad Max.
Texas with either Max Scherzer or Justin Verlander.
I could. And in fact, I want him back. You know, you got me excited. Why not? Yeah, bring him back. Especially Mad Max. Because Mad Max, he pitches angry. He pitches mad. I would take Mad Max, and I would definitely make a move for him if they are in that position.
I love the question, and I love the thought of it. And I'd even really love it if you got them both back for the last year of their career. I know JV will probably go one more if he holds together.
Man, he'll sell some more pieces to get both those guys.
How great would that be?
But I mean, think about
talk
this.
about lifting a city up from 10 years of crap. That would do it for me.
But I mean, think about this, guys, for 1 second here. All you got to do is get in.
Yeah.
And how many times do you hear people, well, if the Tigers get into the postseason at 82-80, they're just going to get swept out of the playoffs. That is not true. That does not have to be the case.
Right.
Go get somebody. Can you imagine a series with Justin Verlander, Eduardo Rodriguez, and Tarek Skubal?
Michael Lorenzen?
Only thing about it is, would those guys be happy to come here?
Hell yeah, the pennant race when they're 14 games out of the freaking playoffs.
Yeah, Bray.
That's why I asked. Because if they're happy to come here, then sure, go for it. Make the move. But if they're not happy to come here and you're just trading for them and they're here miserable, then don't do it. But if they want to come here, hell yeah.
Here's the problem, though. Their 2 contracts, the remaining of it, is more money than Chris Illich probably spent on this.
They both make $42 million
a year.
But that's why I go with Verlander, because the term is shorter, I believe. The term is shorter. Scherzer's more of a long-term guy.
Yeah.
The term for Verlander
2 years.
is 2 years. Absolutely. So I think that is something that the Detroit Tigers absolutely should consider. Braylon, we've got one of your lists coming up here.
Yeah, sure. Let's have some fun.
Let's
do that.
Let's do that. And then we want to go around the NFL as well. Melvin Gordon making a big statement today. We'll talk about that as well. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts and have been for over 90 years. When you see this black and yellow sign out in front of your house, it tells the bad guys one thing.
Stay out.
Whether you are at home or on the road, they're 24/7 professional monitoring, customized solutions from real experts, and technology backed by people means you are backed by the best. Call this number right here, 1-800.
Stay out.
That number again, 1-800.
Stay out.
Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Stay out.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
It's Sean Jordan from the Sports Marketing Agency, and SMA wouldn't be who we are without our amazing partners.
Thank you so much, Sean. You know, at Detroit Wayne, we want to serve as a resource for you and your families. We offer mental health services, substance use disorder services throughout our communities, and we want to be that source and resource within the community.
If you or a loved one are suffering from a mental health or substance abuse issue, please don't hesitate to call 1-800-241-4949.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
All right, we'll get the check-in from Tom Mazawey.
Get the check-in.
How you feeling, bud?
Oh, I'm good. I'm solid, but these guys are cracking me up. Parker, I just see his head just bouncing up and down so like this, and JB is like over there. And Alex is just with that smile. They're just constantly looking at what I'm doing per second. Like if I'm just like this, they're like, Parker's like, so they're cracking me up. But I'm good.
You're cracking us up too, buddy. We are Cap.
Did you say Cap?
Cap. We are broadcasting to you live from Dispo. Tom Mazawey partaking in the festivities Here, Tom Mazawey.
I'll pick you up at 6 tonight.
Taking in the festivities here. Absolutely. At Dispo in Hazel Park.
Ryan, I'll pick you up at 6 tonight.
Oh, very good. No, you won't.
Don't let him do it.
No, you won't.
Yeah, be ready.
You better call Uber.
I'm an Uber driver and a Lyft driver.
Do you need a lift
Not
to your Uber?
today.
Not today.
Do you need a lift
For
to
every
your
other
Uber?
day of my life,
Not
yeah.
today.
Not today.
Braylon, what do you got for us, bud?
You know, with the NBA draft, man, I figured we have some fun. I want to do a top 10. We did that yesterday. I think it was a fun one. We'll just do a 5, and we'll do NBA draft classes.
I'm here, baby.
So much is made about Victor Wembanyama can be. So much is made about Brandon Miller as well as Scoot Henderson. Let's do the top 5 draft classes of all time. Ryan Ermanni, you good for that?
I'm good for that.
Uh-huh.
Can we get number 1 out of the... Oh, no. You go, baby.
Okay.
Yeah,
19... I'm going to go 5. 1987 is 5. Who was in the 1987 class? You asked. I'm glad you did. David Robinson, Reggie Miller, Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, Kevin Johnson, Mark Jackson, Derek McKee, Armand Gilliam, and Muggsy Bogues. You're talking about 5 NBA championships in there.
With some Hall of
Famers, you're talking about
too.
6. This is 10. This is 12. 13 NBA championships in there. You got an MVP in David Robinson, and you got Hall of Famers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Hall of Famers. Cool with that?
Very cool with that.
Number 4, this is where it gets interesting. 1985, the year after the Jordan draft. Who was in that class?
85?
Who was in that class, Ryan? Who was in that class, Maz? 85.
Yeah, Maz knows that.
Patrick Ewing?
There you go. Patrick Ewing, number 1
yes.
player in that class, draft pick. Patrick Ewing, Hall of Famer. Karl Malone, Hall of Famer. Terry Porter, Hall of Famer. Deadlift Shrimp, damn good player. AC Green, champion and Hall of Famer. Joe D.
And Sullivan.
Detroit.
Oh, second-round pick, right?
Sullivan.
Or no, first-round pick.
McNeese State. Joe Dumars, our own. Hot Rod Williams and Tyrone Corbett. Number 3. This is about to get ugly. The class of 2003.
Oh,
so many young guys.
Jesus.
But look, man, Maz. LeBron James is number 1 pick in that draft class. Number 2,
Got screwed that class,
Darko
too.
Milicic. Number 3, Carmelo Anthony.
I want to hear the best draft class out of this because this is the one that I was going to say.
LeBron, Carmelo, D-Wade, Chris Bosh. You're loving that.
That's
a
4
class.
Hall of Famers right there.
That is.
Probably at least number 2, Bray.
Number 2, 1996. The reason why 96
Harold
had
Miner in that draft.
all the depth. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Allen Iverson,
Kobe
is in 96.
Bryant.
Kobe Bryant's in 96. Horace, Jermaine O'Neal is in 96. Ray Allen is in 96.
Who was the number 1 pick in 96?
96, yeah.
AI, you're right.
Marcus Camby is in there.
Camby man.
Steve Nash is in there. Steve Nash has 2 MVPs. Let's not forget about that. Derek Fisher, he has 5 NBA championships. Ton of depth in that class. Peja Stojakovic was in that draft class. That class have depth. That's why I got them at number 2. Number 1, come on, man. Any class with Michael Jordan in it, and he wasn't even the number 1 pick.
And Tim McCormick.
Hakeem Olajuwon, Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, John Stockton, and the great Tim McCormick. 1984 is the number 1 draft class for me.
1984, yeah. I mean, people forget about, like, if you didn't have Michael Jordan, and I know that's a stupid thing to say, but how many championships would have been spread around from those guys? You know, in that era, really, Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley, Reggie Miller.
100%.
You know, think about
those would have spread around.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
He only had 2, and he could have had more.
But he only had 2 because Jordan didn't play those 2 years.
And the reason why people are going to be like, oh, you're going to go with them over, look, 84 over 2003 is because of this. LeBron and Michael, you could just say cancel each other out, correct?
Yes.
Hakeem Olajuwon is much better than every other player in the 2003 draft class. Got to go with them, not to mention Charles Barkley stacks up well against Carmelo Anthony.
Right.
That's why the class of 84 will be number 1. Is what it is.
I love that one.
I
love that one, Bray. Absolutely. Good stuff there. Guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, you have got to hear the sound from Melvin Gordon. He is absolutely right. We'll get to that next. But first, a message from a place where Tom Mazawey would like to go next. Big Boy.
Yes. And it's Strawberry Fest at Big Boy. Get to your local Big Boy. Start with some breakfast, the strawberry hotcakes, the mouth-watering red velvet waffle. That's right. If you're not for breakfast, how about a little lunch or a snack? The strawberry bacon chicken wrap or a nice salad, the summer splash salad, very refreshing. Then finish up with dessert. the berry delicious strawberry pie, the deep fried vanilla Oreos, and the strawberry hot fudge cake. Or just do what Ryan and Lukey do. Give me a Big Boy at Big Boy.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Winning is a habit. So is listening daily to Woodward Sports. We're glad you're a winner, and thanks for listening.
Welcome back, WoodwardSports.com. Subscribe to Woodward Sports on YouTube. Over 44,000 subscribers on that platform. Also, if you are watching in YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button. I don't know why you wouldn't, because today Tom Mazawey ate a 10 milligram gummy, just as he said. Look at Maz. Look at this guy.
I mean,
just take a look at him.
I just stood up. I mean, it's working big time now. I just stood up and I was rocked. It was like Ali listed for a second.
There you go. See, but 10 was the perfect number for him. JB, you would give him 20. That man would have passed out in the rain. He'd have been out here singing in the rain like Mary Poppins.
Maz, did you, I saw you stand up and sway and kind of sit back down. I thought you might have tripped over a cord.
No, that was a little equilibrium. Parker's dad said, I have my vote for the Drew and Mike show to be the merchandise manager.
Oh, yeah, head of merch.
From his dad. So he wants me to be the Mike merchandise czar. Thank you,
Maz is right.
Mr. Parker.
Oh, dude, Spenny, come on up here for a minute. Dude, check this out.
Equilibrium.
Dude, Maz is a rock, dude. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
He can't get his. He cannot stop looking at his phone. He's like looking at it like this.
He doesn't even understand what he's reading. It's not hieroglyphics, man.
Oh, hey, Spenny. What's up, man? Hey, Chad said he's heading back to Florida, start the Little League World Series tonight. Go Axel!
Go Axel!
Go South Beach!
Let's go Ax! So our boss, Chad Johnson, owner of Woodward Sports, his kid is 11 years old, playing up in the Little League World Series for the Florida team. So we're hoping that they're going to take that state championship of Florida and move on to the regionals and then go on to play on ESPN in the Little League World Series. It's that time of year. Absolutely. We're rooting
Shores,
for you.
Right? Wood Shores. Let's
Wood
go.
Shores. Farm City made it last year.
Let's go Lac St. Clair.
Let's do it. Absolutely. Guys, I wanted to play this audio from you from God, it seems like now I'm high just being around you guys, and I'm not even doing anything.
Oh, goody two shoes over here.
So high.
Look at what goody two shoes over here. Look at goody two shoes.
I'm not you guys. I'm not doing what they're doing.
There's no way I'm smoking marijuana.
Oh my God, is that pot?
Hey,
is that pot?
Tell Max what I did for him today.
I will. I will tell Max.
Is this
I will
pot?
tell him.
Is this some pot right before me?
Good old pot.
So here's Melvin Gordon, he's a good running back.
He's a good
running back. On the Jim Rome show earlier today.
He told me that, you still can play. And, it's just about, the right situation. And it's just so tough for running backs right now, man. You have a lot of running backs that's out there, and we just don't get no love. It's literally the worst position to play in the NFL right now. It literally sucks. And, I'm just staying ready, man, because I know what I can do. I know once I get in camp or I get in any camp, I could turn some heads. I know what I need to do, I know my mistakes that I've made, but, you got to be able to correct them. But I'm ready to go, man. I'm just staying ready. I'm trying to – it's hard, though. It's hard training, knowing that, you're not going to be on a team. It's tough mentally. But, I've talked to some players that went through it. And, just taking their advice, being a sponge, and, that kind of helped you get through it.
Melvin Gordon is joining us. Man, you're not wrong, dude. You are not wrong. I think that when
Gordon from the Jim Rome show, we want to thank the Jim Rome show for that audio. Here's the quote. You have a lot of running backs out there, and we just don't get no love. It's literally the worst position to play in the NFL right now. It literally sucks. That's a quote from Melvin Gordon. By the way, no, I'm not going to smoke the one-hitter, not going to hit the one-hitter, as Mike G suggested in the chat. But Braylon Edwards, I come to you, and we talk about this all the time, the running back position. Literally the worst position to play in the NFL right now, you say?
You're 100% correct. You know, the way that position is been valued over the years has gone further down. Look, my dad played running back at Michigan, played running back in the NFL. My brother played running back at Michigan, at Minnesota. I saw when my brother was playing the value of that position. You guys play 5 years, won't get a contract. They move on from guys. Guys get injured. They don't take care of guys at that position. They're looking to fill to that role with guys that weren't all Big Ten, weren't all SEC. It doesn't matter. They're pulling. When I saw Green Bay make a wide receiver, the running back, I can't remember what year it was. I think it was Dak's. I think it was around Dak's first year. They would play Dak in the playoffs. It might have been Aaron Ross. It was not Aaron Ross, but Aaron Jones. They made a wide receiver or running back during the season, and it ended up working out for Green Bay for the better part of the season. I think it was number 89. That's just the way of that position. It sucks because when you think about the history of the position, this is Detroit. We think about running back. I mean,
Barry Sanders.
Exactly. Jim Brown just passed away this year. Emmitt Smith. You think about Walter Payton. We just had a conversation about that.
Jerome
Bettis, homegrown as well. Lorenzen White, who's going into the Hall of Fame this year, Michigan Sports Hall of Fame. So much great tradition behind that position. But it's just not valued because guys can win without it. When you see teams, and look, Patrick Mahomes is that dude. But when you see Patrick Mahomes get that far without really a running back to show for it, when you see the Buffalo Bills stay floating around the AFC Conference Championship with no running back, teams don't need a running back to have success. If I'm an owner and when you get the front office, why am I going to pay a running back all this money when we can have success without a running back? We don't have to pay a guy $15 million a year. We don't have to pay a guy $20 million a year. Where you don't even have to pay a guy $10 million a year. David Montgomery is an excellent running back in the NFL who only is going to get better behind the offensive line. 2 years, $6 million is what the Detroit Lions are paying him. If your kids are in high school, in middle school right now, little league right now, don't put them at the running back position because it's too much. And I think it kind of started with all the concussions and things. I think that's when people start going away from the running back position.
The problem with the running back position is that they're the quarterback now. It's the new quarterback.
Yeah.
And most of these guys, they always say, oh, he'd make a much better running back than a quarterback. Do you disagree with me, Bray?
A little bit. It's not their new running backs. It's that so much was put on the quarterback not to run the ball. Like, so much was put, quarterbacks are pocket passes. I mean, you look at the traditional style quarterback, you're thinking of Terry Bradshaw, you're thinking of Troy Aikman, you're thinking of Jim Kelly, you're thinking of Dan Marino. That's the Warren Moon. Hell, he was black, but he couldn't run. You know, that's the traditional style quarterback was that.
Same with Dante Culpepper.
He ran a little bit, but they didn't want running quarterbacks because they want to keep them in the pocket. They want them to read the whole defense. They want them to see what's going on. They want them to go through their progression. They didn't want guys getting out of pocket because now you get out of pocket, it turns into another brand of football that they weren't willing to coach. Now you're talking 40 years later, the only brand of football is a mobile quarterback. Guys like Jared Goff, they're dinosaurs almost.
Bray, we talk about who's the best running back on the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, man, it's Josh Allen.
Josh Allen,
right?
I mean, that's
best running back for the Chicago Bears is Justin Fields.
Right, exactly.
We can play that game.
Exactly. There's no doubt about it. That's just what the position has become. I will say this, moving forward there, though, how do you change it? You're going to change – the NFL will change it, I think, when players like Jahmyr Gibbs say, no, I'm not playing running back. You can play me as a slot receiver.
Yeah.
When players like Donovan Edwards.
Who's going to say that?
Yeah, but
I don't know. If I'm Donovan Edwards right now at Michigan,
Ryan, you're talking about a guy in Jahmyr Gibbs, and this is the new football. The reason why that can't happen, Jahmyr Gibbs had 580 receiving yards last year. He only had 800 rushing yards. So you're not talking about the running back position is a hybrid. So that's why it won't ever change because guys like Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Jacobs, the running back for the Raiders, guys like that now, they're catching 500, 600 yards Saquon Barkley, and they're rushing for 1,200. They're equaling that. So it's not that, okay, I'm going to say no and just play running back. They're not just playing running back. They're playing wide receiver and running back already anyway.
Yeah, I make sure you classify me as a wide receiver.
Yeah.
If I'm Donovan Edwards coming out of the draft or saying I want so many snaps or something, you've got to demand. You're really your lot in life
That's
here.
not how it works.
I know.
That's not how it works.
Dumb. That was a dumb thing to say.
It's not how
I'm
it
just
works,
trying to root for these guys because, like, Donovan Edwards, the most athletic guy probably on Michigan's team. What are you gonna give him? Friggin' 2 years, $6 million? What's that? When a guy behind, he can say, you know what? I'll play DB. I'll play DB. Go make $20 million a year.
The best thing that can happen for Donovan, the best thing that can happen for Donovan Edwards is that Jahmyr Gibbs has success.
Yeah.
The best thing for Donovan Edwards, he's that type of running back. He can catch out the backfield. He can pass the ball. He's like Christian McCaffrey, if you want to be honest. I mean, 2 years ago, he had the best arm on the team when we saw him throw the pass. So what he wants Christian McCaffrey to be successful. He wants Jahmyr Gibbs to win Rookie of the Year or be runner-up, have 1,000 yards rushing and 500 yards receiving, because then you know what his position is. His position is like that, just like the NBA has become a positionless league. Running back position has kind of become positionless, and if you get guys like Jahmyr Gibbs that can show you the way, Alvin Kamara that can show you the way, a guy like Donovan Edwards will still have a good chance of being a first-round pick exactly as he is. Oh my God! This is so great.
I reached down deep and I came up with nothing.
I just want to watch him laugh. I just want to watch him laugh.
He said he reached down deep.
I'm spinning right now.
Hey,
he had it. I saw him.
Hey,
he was looking at me. Give that to Tom. Give that to Tom. That's water.
I'm okay.
Water's good.
Drink
Water's
some
good.
water, Maz.
I'm fine.
Your eyes are about to come out of your head.
How that pure body of man is feeling right now.
I just want to watch him.
I thought I beat it.
Maz is a heathen. Maz, you're now considered a heathen.
So one of the things I saw Maz, he's looking right at me. He had it right here. He had it right here at the tip of his, and then it couldn't come out.
It said, "I'm
couldn't
cool."
Come out. He's like, no, you good.
I'm straight.
Oh gosh,
I'm good on you.
Oh man, guys, let's talk a little NFL. The Buffalo Bills have made 2 extensions today. The head coach and the general manager. The head coach, the general manager in and of itself. We as a football guy, we couldn't care less about that. But as far as the head coach, Sean McDermott,
about the Jets struggling.
He couldn't care about the Jets struggling. But as far as Sean McDermott, I am surprised that this guy got extended by the Bills. You say nope right off the bat.
I'm saying nope right off the bat.
Why aren't you surprised?
You have a situation right now where your star wide receiver,
Stephon
Diggs, he's coming out during training camp. Like, Stephon Diggs is coming out during training camp, not on the same page with Sean McDermott, not on the same page with what the offense is, not necessarily Josh Allen, but what the offense is and with the players that you've chosen to put around him. He's out public, not going to practice. Everybody's watching. Everybody's watching the show. You look at where Buffalo has been in the last couple of years. They went from AFC Championship game 4 years ago. Each year they've gotten worse and worse and worse. And last year they looked the worst without Brian Daboll. Josh Allen reverted, to his fourth quarter absence. If you're Terry Pagula, the owner for the Buffalo Bills, you got to make a statement. And the statement is, this isn't Stephon Diggs' team. This is Josh Allen, Sean McDermott's team. I am doubling down on my head coach, Sean McDermott. The team runs through Sean McDermott. I feel like Stephon Diggs was like, hey, look, man, maybe the guy is on the ropes. Maybe he's on. I can say what I want. I can be boisterous. By Terry Pagula extending the head coach, Sean McDermott, the team is now back in Sean McDermott's possession and his control, and now everybody has to fall in line. It's a smart move.
And for them, Bray, I mean, it's they've got to give the head coach and the general manager some power back.
Now he can coach without having to worry. Is this going to be the play that gets me fired? Is this going to be the loss that gets me fired? Is this going to be the decision that has people critique me in the media that's going to lead to me getting fired? Now you don't have to worry about that. So any little thing that happened, I saw with Rex Ryan. Like, I saw in the second year. Like, once we got rolling, Rex was calm. Rex was chill. He felt good, and they extended Rex. He felt good. That's going to make Sean McDermott coach a better brand of football. He won't be in fourth down situations like, usually I would go for it.
Right.
But now I'm not going to because I don't want to get fired.
Coach scared. How many times do we say you can't play scared? You can't coach scared either.
Hell no, you can't coach scared.
Right.
If somebody's hovering over your back for every decision, you tend to check the wrong box.
This guy over here, I just don't even know
I'm
what to
over here
say
having one of
about
my
it.
best shows, education-wise. Maz is going through it.
He's crying. He's crying, this guy. Let's see what some of the chats, some of the people in the chat.
Is it a laugh cry?
Yeah, he's crying. He's crying.
Someone said, if I fart, these pants are done.
What did he say?
I don't know. He said if I fart, these pants are over.
He said if I fart, look out, if I fart, those white pants are done.
Oh, my gosh.
25 minutes to go. What's the viewership look like today?
Very good.
Good.
How many minutes left?
25.
Maz, we got 2 segments
22.
left. Maz, we got 2 segments.
22.
Troy says, Maz is having a hard time keeping it together. I wish I was there to see him in person.
Hey, man, all you got to do is come up, man. We're on 9 Mile.
Who said
just
that?
west.
Troy says that.
All right, Troy.
E-Fog says, Maz ain't scared.
I ain't scared.
Steven says, Maz running to Taco Bell.
Woo.
Detroit
That's right
Dabber
down the
says,
street.
this is great.
Thanks,
Jack,
Dabber.
yes.
Yeah,
LOL.
buddy. And he's got the coolest hat on while he's doing it, man. Shout out to Dispo for the merch.
It is.
I can't.
This
George
is
says.
a beauty.
George
That is
says I
fire.
can't help but laugh every time he laughs. I'm busting up. Rapidly, Jake says, rapidly approaching the best episode ever.
Hey, I'll take it.
Who farted? This is
farted?
the best. Chad, Maz got me in tears.
Yes, dude.
Maz
baby.
is crying over here. We're
Maz,
having
how
some
do you
fun
feel?
at Dispo.
I feel good.
That's all that matters. That's all
I'm
that
not
matters.
angry.
See? Now you see what edibles before you go to bed, man. They have the PM edibles too, man.
I had to use these all damn day.
We had to get you hooked. We don't want to turn you
I
into
wouldn't
an
care if
addict.
my kids hate each other.
Jack Harrington, we love high Maz.
Oh my God.
DSBT, stoned, not scared.
That's what I'm talking
I
about.
love
baby.
that.
Mad stone crab.
Hashtag stoned, not
Troy
scared.
says that's the new shirt. Stoned, not scared.
Got it already.
Jesse says, give Ryan one of those gummies.
Thank you,
I'm
Ryan.
going to eat a whole bag tonight.
Thank you, Ryan.
El Gato says, give Maz an edible every day. Maz can't hold GW the Kid.
El Gato.
Woo.
Oh, gosh.
What's his
the
name
Travis
say?
Kelce. Do we have the
Woo-hoo!
sound?
His name is.
Maz, do you have the Travis Kelce sound?
Were we able to get that in?
I don't have the sound, but he's an asshole. He is.
No.
Yeah, I hate him.
Well, I'll introduce the story.
He sucks.
Let's take
Okay,
a break.
hold on.
We'll talk about it next.
Hold
Screw
on.
you, Kelsey.
You hate Travis Kelce?
Yeah.
I got a bone to
He's a
pick with you
show-off.
when we get back. I got a bone to pick with you when we get back.
We'll do
Fine.
it next.
Let's
Ladies
go.
and gentlemen, let me tell you about Fairway
Shut up.
Packing
How about
Company.
shutting up, Travis.
You done, Maz?
Don't go back after players.
You good, Maz?
Hey,
Yeah.
you say that. I got you coming
Yeah, I
next.
got you.
Maz is
Yeah,
good.
I got you. No, we're going to talk about Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce.
I'm going to take Maz to Fairway after this. For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef.
I don't know if I could chew right now.
Dry Dry
And JB was offering me a Rice Krispie treat before I
Experience
was
the
going
Fairway
down.
difference today.
I thought that
Visit
was
the
loaded.
steak shop in Grosse Pointe.
thought it was
Grab and
loaded.
go steaks. We are off the rails here at you can order online. Fairwaypacking.com. Fairwaypacking.com.
Source.
Cut.
A's.
Packed.
To perfection. Fairway.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
want to thank DSBT, who gifted 10 Woodward Sports memberships. Can we get a round of applause for DSBT?
Much love.
Gifted 10 Woodward Sports. You can
come up here and get some gifts.
Absolutely. And there's only one reason why 10 gifted Woodward Sports subscriptions were given away today, gifted today.
Tom Mazawey.
And that's because of this guy. Tom Mazawey, he can't chew, he can't eat.
JB gave me a Rice Krispie treat. At first I said, no, I'm not taking any more stuff. That's enough. Then he's like, no, it's real. So, all right.
It's dry, too. Enjoy that.
Very good. VYT, Brandon Vitt says, great show, guys. Maz killing it. Got me dying.
Maz is the show, man. You gotta love Maz.
Oh, man. That is so good.
What is it? What's your problem with Travis Kelce, Maz?
I think he's a show-off. He's a big mouth, and I don't like him.
All right, so yesterday...
He's a hog.
So yesterday he's doing his podcast with his brother, Jason Kelce, Travis Kelce, and he commented on what was said by Jamar Chase. If you remember last year during the playoffs, Jamar Chase and the Cincinnati Bengals, even all the way to their marriage, Cincinnati, were popping off at the mouth. They were talking stuff, including Jamar Chase. All he did was back it up and say, hey, if you're going to talk SHIT, then you got to back it up. He said, you talk too much and you didn't back any of it up. I love it. I love it. I love the back and forth. It's respectful. It's not bad. It's not where you're
I just think he's a showboat.
Travis Kelce?
I do.
But Travis Kelce is like the nicest dude ever, and he's a baller. He's the best tight end ever. Or he's number 2 and will be number 1.
Whatever.
Jamar Chase should open his mouth.
Hey, Spenny.
Was that the best? Was that the best clapback ever that Patrick Mahomes when Jamar Chase says who? And Patrick Mahomes with his 2 rings says that's who.
Hey, it is. Because the other reason I love it, Ryan Ermanni, and the fellas, shout out to the fellas, shout out to the boys here having a good time at Dispo.
Yeah.
I see Woodward.
Yeah,
Woodward.
baby, Woodward Sports
Network,
baby.
But the good thing about it too, with Jamar, Travis Kelce, they're talking about their quarterbacks. Like, that's what I love about it. They're actually arguing each other about another player. That's what's so dope about the trash talk. It's not like they're arguing about each other. They're arguing on behalf of their quarterback. It's like, since my quarterback can't tell you he's a 2-time championship, 2-time MVP, blah, 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 I'll tell you for you. I like it.
Hey, speaking of media, you were watching Jay Will again today.
Right.
That's just, man, that...
Keyshawn wasn't even there today.
Keyshawn didn't even show up today.
Keyshawn knew what time it was. Keyshawn was like, nah, look, it's not a bad look. The show's on. Like, nobody cares about it. Like, Jay Will was talking to... Max wasn't even there. Jay Will talking to somebody. And
Max was there?
Max Kellerman, no.
Oh, I thought you were Max.
Yeah, they didn't even care about it. So the writing's on the wall, and they're just kind of finishing out. I don't know how long they'll be there for.
Surprised they let him on the air.
Yeah, like,
you know, when that stuff gets out,
it's over.
Like, you're right.
So look, we'll pay you for the shows that you don't do, but yeah, this is done. It was on, and it was just.
Did you hear what Mike Golick said?
No, I did not.
Mike Golick from the famed Mike and Mike show in the mornings on ESPN Radio.
What up, Dan?
All those years, what was it, 20 years that they were together? Great show.
20 years.
Yeah, he came out yesterday and he said, "What a shame what ESPN is doing to their radio brand." You know, that's a guy that was on the air. We've all been on radio before.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But things happen, and that's it.
Here's my issue with individuals like Mike Golick, and it's not that he went to Notre Dame. My issue is this: if the business is going away from a thing, if no one is listening to said thing that we have in place, if we're losing listeners, the live audience, if we're listening to brand, if we're losing sponsorship, all this is happening. I'm not going to just keep giving to something that's losing and continuously losing. Why is he angry that ESPN is moving on from something that clearly isn't working? It's not the people that are the problem. It's people that are buying in. It's what the material is. It's changed. What's in now is not radio. It's digital.
Yeah, but they failed that show. They didn't even give that show a chance.
Talking about Mike and Mike?
No, the Keyshawn, Jay Will, and Max.
You need 3 years.
Huh?
You need 3 years.
You need 3. Number one, you need 3 years before anything. That's one. And two, on ESPN radio stations, when Mike and Mike were on ESPN, if you were an ESPN radio affiliate, when you were an ESPN radio affiliate, you must carry Mike and Mike in the morning. That was the deal. You were not an ESPN radio affiliate unless you carried Mike and Mike in the morning. That was not the deal for Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Right.
So they put these guys together, and they didn't even really give them a chance.
No chance.
But it wasn't a good show, and I understand.
I agree with that. It was a terrible show to put together.
I guess I'm
terrible show.
I guess I'm arguing the wrong thing because to your metric, the way you're supposed to do it isn't how they did it. So they definitely
They put together a bad show, but
and
then they didn't give their bad show a chance.
and then blame them, and now it looks like they all were failures. Versus I understand.
they together were a failure together because they just didn't mix.
But I'm saying now it all looks like them.
Absolutely.
As opposed to
Listen, if you guys remember when
I
that
watched
show,
the show, I just
No
don't
doubt.
like
when that show
I
first
don't
started,
either.
they had Zubin, and I forget his last name,
Yeah.
Zubin Mehenti, the Sports Center anchor. He was on that show, and I don't think Max was.
No, he was not.
So, right?
He was not. That's
So it
correct.
was Jay Will and Keyshawn and Zubin.
Yeah.
And then Zubin got sick, had to take time off, and they brought him back strictly as a Sports Center anchor, and they put Max Kellerman in there. He's going to be gone. I think he's good.
You see some of the money these guys make?
They do.
The biggest problem with Max Kellerman, and you can get to that in 2 seconds, Ryan. Max is a boxing guy. Like, ESPN kept trying to fit Max in the window. Look, man, you can't put a circle
he
in
has
a
a good
square.
look.
He's got the thing on his mouth, and he's annoying. Like, he doesn't have a good look. He knows his boxing, and he has a good pulse with the people. But it's like they kept trying to fit him in the windows. Hey, Max, talk about football. Hey, Max, talk about this. Hey, Max, talk about variety. Max just doesn't work on ESPN. He needs to stick to boxing. There's nothing wrong with that. He's exceptional at boxing. He just doesn't work trying to give me boxing analogies on why Conor McDavid scored a hat trick. I don't need to know what Sonny Liston did to Muhammad Ali to figure out Conor McDavid's hat trick. Like, get over it.
Stephen David says, this is great. I can't wait to get off work and start the episode from the beginning. LOL.
Oh, man.
Maz has me dying. We certainly appreciate you, Stephen, and everything,
I'm glad I can
everybody in the chat. Hit that like button for us. Absolutely. Helps YouTube push our content out to more people. Let's see if we get to over 150 likes by the end of the show today. Would love to be able to do that. We are live at Dispo in Hazel Park, the location here. The crew here at Woodward Sports having a lot of fun with the great Tom Mazawey, who can't stand up and can't chew and really can barely speak, but he's doing a good job. He took a 10-milligram gummy at 2:06 today.
I feel like I got a little bit of a respite now, a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in the corner and they got the smelling salts going up my nose and slapping me with the eye cord, the whole thing. I think I can come out for another round.
All right, we're all good because we got, one more round.
One more
round. That's what we'll do next.
Rocky.
But first, a message from Outdoor Equipment Company. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about this fine place. If you think absolutely that your childhood may be over, but playtime is not. Outdoor Equipment Company is your source for outdoor power equipment.
Never
Sales,
over.
service, parts, carrying top brands such as Bad Boy, LS Tractor, Steel, and more. Servicing the Great Lakes region with locations in Metro Detroit and Greater Lansing. For more, visit OutdoorEquipCo.com. OutdoorEquipCo.com, your power equipment playground.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m. You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
How about that rookie? He is something else. How big is that?
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage. Can't get enough Woodward sports content, head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer. We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
The results of our woodwardsports.com poll.
Got a poll?
More high Maz. 148 votes. 92%.
Ooh. Finally,
yes.
a majority poll that you said that you like.
92% more high Maz. 8% says
like,
no.
It's like George McGovern against, who did he lose to? Oh, yeah, Nixon.
Laura Bagley says Maz needs to do a shot next
What year
time.
was that, 70?
RJ Graham. Maz giggles are great. Have not seen anyone giggle like that in 20 years.
Giggle? I haven't even heard the word giggle in 20
Steven
years.
says, I just cooked a frozen burrito, Maz. You want it?
I'm good. Thank you.
Yo, that's fire. A lot of love by the fans today. We appreciate you guys.
Shane D
man.
says, Ryan, no, I won't stop at Taco Bell for you, Maz.
Thank you, Ryan.
So great. Thank you, Ryan.
So Maz, how do you enjoy the experience so far overall? You love it?
I've had a fun day.
Good.
Especially just looking at my guys here.
So
boys.
Can we make this a once a month thing?
Sure.
Only with the crew though, right? Or you want to do once a week?
If we're at Dispo, I'll do it.
Fridays in the summer.
There we go.
Then we'll talk, okay?
He said if we're at Dispo,
I don't want to
Right.
sign anything right now.
All right.
Nothing.
Hey, what a great experience.
You can throw it out anyway. You can't be forced to sign things under
Now,
duress.
What a
I've
great
gotta stand
experience.
up here in a second. I don't know. I don't.
So during the commercial break, Bray, these guys can attest to this. We got Lucas over here.
Yep.
We got
JB,
JB.
Parker,
we got Parker.
Brad.
We got intern Alex.
IA.
We got Brady.
See, even Maz knows.
IA. Maz just out of the blue looks at me and says, Ryan.
Is this when I went inside?
That's when you went inside. And I
Why
was
did
like,
I even go inside?
Bro, what are you talking about?
I don't know.
Like, what are you even talking
It's
about?
like I was waving to you.
Ryan. This guy's sitting right next to you. Ryan.
He was showing love. But he was showing love though. He was he's like, I made it through the show.
Yeah. Hey, Maz.
Maz did an edible. He's lasted 2 hours. He's hanging with the fellas. He's still in the chair. He's still
I
remember
might be here through the heavyweights.
Tom Mazawey, I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah.
Thank
I'm
you,
proud
Ryan.
of you today.
Thank
Having
you,
a little
Ryan.
fun.
Thank you.
This is what taking a chance in life is all about, man. You took a controlled chance. You had your friends and family around
I was
you.
scared,
You
man.
took a chance you've
I
never
ain't
done
scared
before.
now, but I was scared.
That's what I appreciate you, brother.
I might be scared
Take a
again.
chance in life. Take a chance sometimes.
Maz, is this something you will want to do again in the future?
Yeah, I feel like yeah.
Will you get in trouble when you go
Yeah,
home?
I
is
want
the
to do this
question.
I want to do this at the Lady Jane's store. Okay? I want all our lady friends to see this.
All right, now is
they
when
all
the
see
friends
me.
step in and say,
Hey, all right, stodgy.
All right.
Stodgy.
Okay, cut his mic.
I'm fun.
Got the mic.
now this is like the part. This is like the part in old school where the friends grab the mic cord and they pull it out and say, "Take the microphone off."
That's what Patrick Mahomes did to Kelsey.
Now, Maz.
At the White House.
Maz, when I
That's right.
take you
Oh,
home today,
true.
are you going to get in trouble or am I going to get in trouble?
He's a grown man.
Kathy almost came here to watch this.
I'm a man.
Should we take a bag home for her?
Yeah.
Now you're talking
We
to
got
me.
bags, I think.
Could be something in there.
We do have bags.
Yeah, I'm getting this hat.
You
I
got
think.
the hat?
I think.
Maybe
I
fill up
keep
the
this
hat
hat?
like a bowl of soup.
Maybe.
Can I take the time real quick to say happy birthday to someone?
Please.
Please.
My sister,
Oh.
Miranda J, played a happy blah blah birthday
Happy
tomorrow.
birthday, sis.
But guess who else's birthday it is? Her fiance, they share the same
How about
exact birthday.
It's blah blah birthday for him too.
He's a year older.
Okay,
So
that's
tomorrow,
pretty cool.
June 24th. Happy birthday, Jay. Happy birthday, Cam. Dinner tomorrow night.
I love that, man. Dinner on you?
Hell no. See, that motherfucker got a job.
Look, I don't want to ruin the show.
No, you can't. It's no way you can ruin this show.
You'll pick it back up, but there is an anniversary. I think it's 9 years that Michael Jackson passed.
Ooh.
And I remember where I was when it happened.
That was tough.
And I was sad, very sad. I'm still sad.
Who plays left field for the Tigers?
I swear. Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5 was my jam.
How the hell we get here?
It's today's
What?
anniversary.
Oh, today's the anniversary.
All right,
Yeah, today's his
I
anniversary.
will indulge you, Maz. When Michael died,
Oh, Farrah Fawcett, too. Oh,
Farrah
she was
Fawcett
so-
died. I remember
sure.
it like it
Clearly.
was yesterday.
God bless her.
I remember like it was yesterday because I was at the theater. I was going to see Transformers 2.
Oh.
I was in the movies, and this is when the ushers were still in the aisles with the flashlights, like, put your phone down. And I said, look, you kiss my ass. Michael Jackson just died. And everybody in the theater was like, what?
No one watched that movie.
No one. I had to go back and see Transformers 2 again because I did not remember a thing.
Oh, man.
Sad day. Thanks, Maz. We appreciate that.
Good job, Maz. Tori Smythe says, this is hilarious. Now we got to get Neil some.
Yeah, he's another stiff.
He might be angry on that. I don't know if y'all want that.
How about Uncle Neil's soft feet
I don't know
on the
if y'all
chair?
want that.
What are you looking at?
My mom.
Okay.
She says she loved the show by way of
Hey, Maz.
thanks,
Hey,
Mom.
Maz, first of all,
Don't
let's
be
get this
disappointed
done.
in me.
We want to thank Dispo and everything they do for Woodward Sports Network. They're
Hey,
a
Chris.
great partner. It's a ton of fun. The heavyweights are going to be here as well.
We should watch that show.
Yeah,
I know they're gonna have some
absolutely.
fun, too.
guys gotta
I
drive
would,
my
if you
car
would
home.
not mind, I would like to
That
have
might be
Maz
okay.
close the show today.
I would love that. I would
So,
absolutely love
Maz,
that.
you have the honors. You have the floor. And you have a couple of minutes. So we're not hurrying you, but from the desk, Braylon and I are signing off. You
We're
have the final word.
So you're not going to come on at all. That's it? It's just on me?
Show's
on you,
over.
brother.
Show's over. Thank you to Dispo, Hazel Park, right on the border of
Ferndale
Ferndale
and Hazel Park,
and
yeah.
Hazel Park, right off of I-75 and 9 Mile. So come on up. Guys are great here. Look at all this great product that we have. And they took care of me with my, what do they call that? Sweet apple, sour apple.
Right here, brother.
Right here.
Maz.
You want
Maz.
Sour apple,
Maz,
Maz
catch.
apple. Oh, here it is. Thank you.
That's a great throw.
Thank you.
Better
that was
catch.
good. It's called the THC Gummies. Super Sour Maz Apple.
Hey, let him rock.
All right, I took one, and I'm happy. If you want to be happy as well,
Come
where
to
has this
Dispo.
been all my life? That's what I want to know. I
Dispo.
waited too long for this. I waited too long. I want to thank all my boys here, led off by Brady, who has been through like 6 T-shirts already, because when the water comes off the tents, it's like Niagara Falls. Intern Alex, known as IA. We got Parker. Parker, I always know your last name, but I forgot it.
Brown.
I knew it. I swear. Thanks to Parker Brown, JB, for giving me that Rice Krispie treat. Luke Klotz, Jeff Iafredi,
Yo,
Chris
did you
Platty.
win a BAFTA?
Huh?
Did you win an award?
No, but she said I had a couple minutes. It's Michael Jackson Day.
The
You know,
Emmys?
give me my just due here.
My bad.
All right, Tigers are probably going to get rained out, so tomorrow you play a doubleheader perhaps. And good luck this weekend. Sweep those Twins. And we'll see you on Monday. Heavyweights are coming up here on Woodward Sports, but it's Maz with Ermanni and Edwards.
Yes, sir.
We'll see ya. Have a great weekend.
Yes, sir.
Woodward Sports, numero uno. Right there.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.